How you doing today, bro?
Interesting. Man, I am chilling.
Let's
Just tried to
see.
get out the information to as many people as I could so we can get a lot of viewers to come in.
Can
Got
you hear
my
me? Mic check
wonderful
one
wife.
two one two 1 2.
I, I can hear you just fine.
All right, man. About to get started in about 3 minutes, guys. Your mind hit the share button. Sharing it out to some people right now.
What's it is. It's good though.
All right, cool. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
All right, cool. All right. About to get started in about 3 minutes,
Welcome in,
guys.
Danny
Your
Rivers.
mind hit the
Glad to
share
have you.
button. Sharing it out to some people right now. All right, cool. How your day going so far?
Pretty good. We have a typical fall New England weather coming in. It's overcast. Feels like it's gonna rain.
So how's your day going so far?
My day is going good. I've been looking forward to this interview with you. I've been trying to tell all of my friends and followers about it.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get the word out that I'm going to be available
All right, cool.
to be seen as well as you.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that, dude. I just had like a lot of stuff going on today, and like this thing ain't working right. So, but sorry about that. But what's going on, Eric? Share it out to everybody. Everybody watch. Everybody talk about it. Want to start in 2 minutes. But yeah, I wanted to go and just make sure everything going through. You sound great coming through the microphone and everything like this. So everything sounds good.
Excellent.
Okay. All right, man. Uh, share it out for a few more other people. And then, hey, I have a shout out piece. Hey, can I have a shout out piece? Who is you and what are you doing in my live? You cannot. Hey, Kenneth, you there? Kenneth, are you there? Kenneth, are you there? Yeah, you blacked out for a minute. If I sub, you scream. No, I'm not gonna scream, but you can sub to me though if you want. Kenneth, can you hear me?
I can.
All right, cool. Let's go and get started, man. All right.
All right.
Hello everybody. This is Talk with Spirit. If this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button. I do movie reviews. That's mainly what I do. But today we're doing something different in the spirit of Halloween. We're talking to a well-known private investigator, Kenneth Johnson. How you doing, Kenneth?
I'm doing very well, and I enjoy what I do. I've been doing paranormal work for quite a long time.
Good, cool. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. I'm a movie reviewer. I don't really talk about the paranormal as much, but in the spirit of Halloween, I want to deep dive because I never talked to anybody from the paranormal investigator and then you're a medium as well.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, man. So I guess we're gonna start it off. It's 5 o'clock over on my time. So I guess we're gonna start off by an introduction about you. Tell us about yourself. Tell us how did you get started in this. Tell us everything about yourself. We'll just start off with this. So let's just start off from the beginning, man. Like tell us about you.
Sure. Okay. I am a paranormal investigator. I have my wife who's also a part of my team as well. Her name is Molly, and she's here with us today in
Hey
the
Molly.
background listening. Um, I found out that I was gifted at the age of 4 when it came to things of a paranormal slash psychic ability. I was
Okay.
seeing and hearing things that are not of this earth, from the beyond. And I did work formally with another paranormal group, which is able to be seen on YouTube. But we parted company. We just had different views and different opinions about how to do paranormal investigation. And now I am taking and doing paranormal investigation with my wife and a couple of my friends. And just recently, we did a investigation in West Virginia at the Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum with a another team known as NCIP, which is North Carolina Investigators of the Paranormal. So if you're out there watching right now, hi Tammy and Alex and Chuck and Sam.
So let's go back real quick. You said you work with a team. Can you share the name of that team, or you can't do it?
My no, it's okay. I'm not unable to. My former team
Okay.
was known as Shadowside Paranormal Investigating Research Society.
Okay.
So I'll say that again: Shadowside Paranormal Research Society. And our
Okay.
team leader was Richard Glidden, and he's still doing some stuff on YouTube and whatnot on his own now. Welcome in, Christy Ruff. I see you. I see you.
How you doing? Nice for you to drop in. If y'all don't mind, share it to everybody as much as you can. Share it to everybody. Let everybody know we're having this discussion. So let's go back a little bit. You said that you started at a young age. Like, what type of
Hmm.
experiences did you had at a young age, and what did it like
Okay.
the encounters that you had? The first encounter. Let's start with that, and then what did that make you feel when you had it? Was you scared? Was you nervous? Did you feel anything? Like, what was going through your brain when you had that first experience?
All right. My very first experience was, like I said, when I was about 4 years old. I started seeing people that weren't in the room, hearing voices, seeing things move, stuff like that. And then shortly thereafter, uh,
Mm.
I had an encounter where I went to go to my dad's house and stayed in a refinished attic in a very, very old um, colonial New England style home. It was built probably somewhere in the late 1700s, 1800s.
No, you froze up there, friend.
In there,
Okay.
everything was going well and fine. And all of a sudden, I had an apparition of an old woman that had come out from one of the sides of the wall. And she came over and sat on my bed and kept looking at me and patting my hand, like a caring grandma would do, watching over a child.
Yeah.
And at that particular point in time, I did not really understand what was going on. I just knew somebody had shown up that wasn't there previously. And of course, being young, I was quite rattled and it did scare me. And I wound up going down the stairs and beating on the door and yelling, let me out, let me out, let me out.
Hmm. Okay.
And it was my first experience, but definitely not my last.
Okay. So what? How did that make you feel? Was you scared? Did you talk to your parents about that? Did you let them know? Like, did you tell anybody that you know person about it? And what did they think
Hmm.
about it? You had it.
I told my father because my dad was there at the time, and he knew that I was definitely rattled and scared. I was crying. I mean, which would be normal
Hmm.
because nobody generally speaking experiences anything like that. So, and then he was like, "Well, I think that maybe it's just your imagination getting away with you. I don't really think that you saw what you saw. And I was, very adamant. I was like, no, Dad, there is a old woman that is up in this attic. And you tried to do the cursory check that any parent would do. Oh, well, let's go up there and look around, make sure nobody's up there that's not supposed to be. And of course, nobody found anything. But I was very persistent about it. And then he asked me in a kidding nature, well, do you want to go sleep up there again tomorrow night? And I was like, mm, I'm not going back
Nah, you're
up
not
there.
doing that.
No, I'm good. I'm totally good. But that's where the very first paranormal type interaction that I had on a one-on-one basis. Like I said previous, I would hear voices, see people walking around. I have a very old experience where I used to tell my dad and my mom because I'd visit my cousin a lot. They were over across town. I'd go and sleep over, and I kept telling my parents, "Why is there a man in Shanna's closet?"
Mhm.
My cousin Shanna,
Yeah.
and they kept, no, 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 there's nobody in there. And even Shanna was like, but she was older than me by like 4 or 5 years. And she's like, "No, Mom, I've seen the man in the closet too. Remember, I've told you about it." And you said, and of course, oh, you guys have just got an overactive imagination. But my cousin was my first real champion that had my back. And she's like, "You see him too?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, I see
Oh
him
wow.
definitely." But
So both y'all,
yeah,
both y'all had the, yeah, both y'all had the vision. Y'all can actually see people from beyond. So that's good, man. That's dope. So
yeah.
what? So after having that experience, you wanted to pursue, I'm guessing, like more and more. So that led you to paranormal investigation. So what, like after that experience, what just really led you all the way up to like paranormal investigation? Like what made you just make that decision that this is what you want
Well,
to do?
okay. For me, and I'll say hi to my sister. I see you down there. I see you. Hi, Crystal.
And
For me, it was always a hunger and a thirst to get the next experience because, um, like I was saying before, it started at a very early age, and a lot of the times that
oh God, hope he didn't freeze up. Canada,
why do
you
you rush
freezing up a
by?
lot. You freezing up a lot.
I don't know why. Everything seems to be okay. Are we
And
good?
it's good now. It's good now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Everybody
it was
finish.
like, they were like, "Why do you rush by the cemetery?" And people would laugh at me and go, "What's your problem, man? What's wrong? It's just a cemetery." I was like, "Do you not hear the people?"
Mm,
And then, I mean, some people that were my friends were like, "Okay, you're weird," or had the other reaction where I had some of my friends that would be like, "You're being for real," and I'm like, "Yeah, why would I?" Why would I make anything up like that? That's just creepy, to have people who are quote unquote normal
yeah.
that can't fathom or understand that you have an ability where you can hear voices, see things, um, and things of that nature. And it was kind of like, in a way, like they pushed me more to prove myself. And then after a while, people are like, "Oh, wait a minute, can uh, Ken can actually hear and see these things." And my sister's down in there because That's my sister. She actually has part of the
Ah,
gift as well. So that's my sister Crystal, and yeah, she can hear and I can see, but I can also see and hear. And my daughter.
hi,
Yep.
everybody. The whole
Hi,
family's good.
Kylie. Yeah, people showing up for their people. I appreciate you, honestly. Mm.
It's good, man. It's good. And trust me, guys, I'm gonna make sure that I take good care of him in this interview. So, he's all good. And y'all mind hit the subscribe button and follow me. So you would say that, do you think that you was chosen for this kind of work or they chose you?
I think a little bit of column A and column B because, like I was just saying, we do have people in my family that are uh, also gifted. Like I said, my daughter has a form of the gift. My mother
Mhm.
was gifted. My sister. So I think it was
So it chose you,
born
basically.
born into the family,
Yeah.
so to speak, and it chose me. But just as much as it chose me, I chose it and I pushed into it because I'm not afraid. I mean, there are people that are like, "All right, we're gonna go investigate this place," and I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's go!
So it made you
I'll go
feel.
right into it."
So with all your family being tied to it, it made you feel way more comfortable with knowing that you have these abilities. Like you was
Hmm.
just, it was natural for you. Like outside of your family, did you feel comfortable being around other people? Like how can you tell if people really have it or they're just, whatever? Like how can you go by doing it?
Um, I have an inner sense for people that have abilities like myself. It's like I was speaking earlier about my friend Tammy from
Mm-hmm.
North Carolina Investigators of the Paranormal. She's also a psychic, and I knew straight away when I met Tammy that she was gifted because it's almost like a subliminal feeling. It's like people, or at least for me, other people that have psychic ability or are gifted, they
Yeah.
give off a vibration.
You can just
And when
feel it.
you're,
Like it's just a
yeah,
feeling.
you sense it. It's a feeling,
Okay. She said it's a
a
magnetic
magnetic pull.
pull. Yeah.
Exactly, Crystal. I love you. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it.
Okay, okay. So with the team that you work with, when did you meet them, or was you doing things on your by yourself first, and then you got with them, or did you get with them first, and then y'all just started doing it
All
together?
right. Well, the way that it first broke down is that I kind of did initially before I
Oh no, we didn't freeze up again.
runs
Okay,
kind of guerrilla style where I was just going through the motions. A lot of times it was just being in the right place at the right time, not
okay,
necessarily seeking an investigation. Just kind of like I showed up at this place and all of a sudden I got all this shit popping off. And then I'm like, oh, I'm actively investigating, even though I wasn't trying to.
yeah.
And then after a while, I think it was what, babe, like 3, 4 years ago when we encountered Richard, around 3 years. And I had actually answered an advertisement that was put out by Richard where he was seeking paranormal investigators, people that were gifted and stuff like that. And we hit it off straight away when Molly and I went to go interview with our other members of the former team. And he was like, "This is my guy. This is who
So
I want."
so like, what entitles the interview? Like, what's the interview process like? What is it like? Like interviewing like for a paranormal investigator job. What is it like?
Well, in my case for that particular one, when it came to Richard, we actually wound up going to a haunted school
Okay, you got
where
the
we
name of the
met
school?
up. Oh gosh, babe, do you happen to remember? the name of that school that we first went to? Wasn't it near Manchester, somewhere close to Manchester? It was close to Manchester. I cannot think of the name of the school for the life of me at the moment.
It's cool.
But Molly said she'll check.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
We went to the school,
Hmm.
and this was like his vetting process to take and see whether I was for real
Hmm.
or I was just one of those guys that was like a wannabe, um, a wannabe investigator, like playing the part, running around, acting like you know what you're doing, but you're just going through the motions.
Yeah.
And Richard knew vital information about that school and things that had happened there. He goes, "Okay, you're the psychic. Tell me what you feel. What are you picking up on?" And now, are our rules different on YouTube? Can I speak freely, or do
Yeah, you can
we?
speak freely. It won't get banned or nothing like that. It just can't, we
Okay.
can't show no
Well, I'm
violence
just.
or anything like that.
Oh, no, 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 like
And
that.
Dana
So,
Rivers, no, I have not had any paranormal experience, but I'm glad that you here and you supporting it. We just having a conversation about. But go ahead, Kim. Continue.
we went to the school, and he's like, "Okay, if you want to be my lead psychic, tell me what you feel. What are your experiences?" And I'm like, "There was a death here." And he goes, really? And he saw his eyebrow raised a little bit, like, hmm. I said, "Yeah, there was a young man who had unalived himself in a tree."
I believe it was the Griffin Memorial School in Litchfield, New Hampshire.
Griffin Memorial School,
Griffin Memorial School. Okay.
yeah, in Litchfield, New Hampshire. And he goes, "Really?" And I said, "I keep getting this very dark, downtrodden feeling over here on this edge of the woods." And he goes, "Where?" "Walk to it." And I walked to the tree that the kid hung himself in.
Oh wow.
I said, "Right here." And he's going, "How in the hell did you know that?" I said, "Hey, I'm telling you, I'm the psychic. I'm supposed to tell you what I feel." And he's like, "You got it spot on." We're getting regaled with stuff from my family down here. Let's see. "Oh, yes, Kylie, I did an investigation at your apartment where
Yeah, come on TikTok later on. We may continue this on TikTok, but I want to do it here though. Maybe we'll clip some of the stuff on TikTok.
Also, you can actually see him.
yeah,
It looked like somebody pushed his shoulder.
when I got uh, pushed or punched in the shoulder at that field during that investigation,
I
which
was
was really
like
really interesting.
6 to 8 feet away, and I watched the whole thing.
Yeah. All right. So I'll try to help us stay on task. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Spear.
Oh no, no, you good. So like in your profession, what is your personal definition of haunting? What is your personal definition of haunting?
Okay, now to me, I look at hauntings like a cake. Okay,
Hmm.
we have a base where you're just getting, mild activity.
Yeah.
Maybe something's getting moved, or you'll hear um, a door rattle or a door handle rattle, something very low level. Then I have an intermediate one where it's ramped up a little bit. You're getting maybe voices, things being moved, in the house or misplaced. Maybe possibly audible things where you're hearing voices
Yeah.
or seeing things. And then I have a top tier where it can be anything from a basic haunting
Mm-hmm.
to what I would call poltergeist activity,
Yeah.
where you're having things that are not only moving, speaking, and doing things, but generally speaking, with poltergeist activity, it's negative. People are getting
Okay.
scratched, slapped, bitten, you know, hair being pulled, things of that nature,
What
which I
about
have encountered as well.
so like if a room just dropped, so that actually can happen when a room can just drop to like -13 out of nowhere. That means that there's some type of infestation, like possession. Can a house be possessed? Can like or there's like a
Now,
haunted thing? So what's the difference?
now, what I would say, generally, with most base things that are paranormal or an entity, spirit, what
Mm-hmm.
have you, in a room or a building, generally speaking, you will see interesting things happen.
Okay.
In my experience, like you had mentioned, the rapid temperature drop,
Yeah.
like instantly cold, like you can be in like a room that's 70 and then all of a sudden it's like 38 and you can
Yeah.
see your breath. And I
Yeah.
mean, and it's not gradual, it's quick.
Yeah.
Like,
Like in the
um,
span of one breath.
yeah. And then you're like, okay, something's definitely going on. And then we have equipment that we can use, which I don't need it because I am got my equipment built in, but we do use equipment to help other people who are like watching a live or that we're recording an investigation so that they have a visual type of thing that they can actually see changes that are
Right.
happening in the moment. Pardon me.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Get your water. So I got a question. Before you go on an investigation, and I asked you this before, but I'm asking you on here since this is getting recorded. Um,
Mhm.
what things do you do before you get ready? Like, how do you get yourself ready? How does one get themselves ready to know that they're about to go into like a haunted house or deal with someone that's possessed or dealing with some type of infestation in on their property? Because I've heard that
Okay.
houses can be possessed. I heard that different things can be possessed. So how does one prepare themselves knowing that they're about to walk into a situation like that? What steps do you take? What do you do? Do you carry a cross? Do you get ointment oil on you? All this stuff. Like, what do you do?
For me personally, my preparation list for
I froze up. Okay.
anything and everything, especially on the way to the investigation, that can be a negative outcome. Like, like if I'm traveling, there's been a lot of times like I will put a blindfold on so
Yeah.
that I'm not seeing outside influences like things that are negative, like car accidents, police activity. I try to keep myself as focused as I can on that one particular. I lost my word.
And
That
the
one
particular
particular.
that particular job.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
And then that's the other thing that I pride myself on being an investigator and psychic is that every investigation that I have ever done, I know absolutely nothing about the location
I'm
or
the
any.
researcher.
Yeah, as Molly was just saying, she does the research so that I don't know anything and I do not have any preconceived ideas or notions that I can try to thread together to make it more plausible. So I go in cold. I do preventative things depending on what the situation might be or what could arise. I do carry holy oil and holy water on me. I do have um, special blessed candles. I have been known to carry a crucifix that has been personally blessed by the Pope, which I could show you a picture of if you would like to see that.
Yeah. Okay.
What I call the holy
So
handshake.
that came all the way from Rome
Okay.
and was blessed by the Pope. So, if I feel that I need it, I have it. I also have some other objects that I will use on occasion. I have this, which is an actual
Cross.
uh, cross, but it's not just a cross. This has actually been used in last rites rituals or things of that nature. Also used for exorcism,
Okay.
where it has holy oil that goes into special holders, special blessed candles. So, I try to be as well prepared. Actually, there's some of the old antique candles right there that have been blessed, and this particular set is at least 50 years old.
Okay.
It's older than me, actually. So,
So, like,
stuff like that.
okay. So, have you ever had an experience where there's something that made you want to quit investigation entirely? Have you ever run across a situation that made you just want to quit?
I have not hit that point where I was like, no, I'm hanging this up. This is too dangerous. I'm not going to do this anymore because I think I have maybe a pinch of adrenaline junkie
Mm,
where I like the rush. I like that feeling of the uncertainty or being madly afraid or um, on guard, where you're like, okay, what's going to happen? I'm ready. I'm ready. What's going to happen? But I did have one that, oddly enough, was the last investigation that I did with my former team, where I
okay.
was doing Estes method in a room by myself and was blindfolded, and I actually had an entity, which I try very hard to refrain from using the word demonic
Right.
because it has a whole different flavor and connotation to it. But I was actually doing my Estes method, asking questions.
And it froze up.
And it felt the room temperature change. Things felt very oppressed and dark. And all of a sudden, I had a entity that came up very, very close to my body and my face as I
Oh,
was seated and literally huffed in my face hard, like, and I could hear it.
wow.
And when it did, it literally ruffled my beard. The breath ruffled my beard. I felt my beard
I get to
move,
witness that one
and
as
my
well.
and Molly was there at the distance and watched when it happened.
What are some of the places you traveled, like going like out of state? What's the farthest you've been to do an investigation?
Now I've been here and there all over the United States from time to time, but I've done a few investigations in Louisiana.
Okay.
I've done one, like I said, just recently in Maine and West Virginia, which is a very well known location.
Okay.
And I have done three different investigations out in Arkansas. Arkansas seems to be a sweet spot for a lot of paranormal tales and
That's not
encounters.
too far from where I'm at.
Yeah. And I did the Crescent Hotel,
Okay.
which is out there, and that's fairly well known. That's out in, I believe, Eureka Springs, if I'm not mistaken. It's been on. Okay, I've been there. That particular location has been on several more well-known investigative team shows. Things like um, Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans,
Yeah.
Project Fear, a few different places, people rather, for that. I've been in the Rialto
Okay.
Theater, and I've done that as an investigator. And that place is quite interesting. They have a woman in white. Okay, I'll get to that in a minute because I'm leading up to that, Crystal. But thank you for the reminder. I did the Rialto, which is a theater. They have a famed woman in white that shows up
Yeah.
on the stage, and then they have a couple of staff people that will show up out in like the audience areas or the upper balcony, which is quite interesting. Another place that I did in Arkansas, which was in Hot Springs, that was called the um, the Goddard
Yeah.
Hotel, which was actually partially owned by the former mobster known as Al Capone, which is
Yeah.
less than a 5 minute walk from the Hot Springs racing track where they race the horses and greyhounds.
Okay. Okay.
And the Goddard is no longer there. It was torn down, I believe, in 2014. So that place no longer exists, but it was very well known for mob activity and other seedy dealings, I guess you could say. But it was interesting because when I went there initially as a person that was trying to help restore it
Mm-hmm.
and get it back up into its former glory. And I worked there as a worker. And at that particular point in time, there was no electricity past the second floor.
Oh wow.
Capone's all right. Capone's room was on the fourth floor, and you could go by at night and see a light on in his room.
Wow. He froze up. Okay.
There is a place called the McCullum Chittister House,
Mm-hmm.
which is in Camden, Arkansas, which was the town that I was living in at that time. And it was actually well known because it was a movie set as well as an actual historical house. There was a movie that was made with Patrick Swayze back in the 80s called The North and the South.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
And that house was actually used as the mansion shots for the movie the North and the South. And there is a ghost there of a former general from back in the Civil War times that likes to show up in a mirror that is attached to a dresser. And we had actually caught pictures of the apparition in the mirror glass.
Okay.
So that place was quite interesting. But yeah, I mean, I've done a whole lot of different places. Here locally, we've gone to a town called Old Hill, which at one point in time during the 40s, it had uh, German soldiers that came to the town
Mm-hmm.
and blew the dam and literally flooded the town out. It destroyed the town. It put everything underwater, and there were casualties that showed up
Oh, wow.
as
I
a
was
result.
I was gonna
Go
ask
ahead.
you, is there any jobs that you refuse to take, and why did you refuse to take them? Are there any type of job that you and your wife done that y'all just refused to take, and why did you refuse to take them?
There was only one that we have refused so far because after further investigation and checking into the person, their credibility was quite a bit off.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also found out that this person, which actually wound up being out in Las Vegas, so we would have wound up having to, travel out there to go do the case, which would have been probably difficult to do at the time with our finances being the way that they are. But she's making all these lofty claims and this and that. And then we actually checked into her, and she had a history of substance abuse.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of this was in her head. So
That's
we just decided maybe we shouldn't do this one.
fair enough.
It seemed extremely far fetched.
Hmm. Is there a case that was too difficult that you dealt with before, like something that was like really hard that you look back to and like wondering like how did we even get out of that situation? Is there any cases like that where it's like a close call?
Um, the only one that I've really had that was what I would consider a close call was before I had met Molly, and I was out living in Louisiana at a abandoned army base
Okay.
that had been in use back in like the mid 1700s, early 1800s is when it first started,
Mm-hmm.
and they do not use it at all anymore. It's not even a functional base, but we went in there to go check it out, and we had all sorts of wild and crazy stuff happening in there. We had found evidence of uh, animal sacrifices,
Whoa.
uh, all sorts of different
Yeah, I was reading what she was saying
negative.
too.
Yeah, my sister's talking about McCollum Chichester.
Dark ritually things,
Yes, definitely bad things that had happened.
I froze
Find
up.
finding things that were very very sketchy.
Yeah.
Like I said, animal bones, skins, vessels of dried blood, stuff like that. We were going through there, wound up having our vehicle inexplicably stall out and not be able to start.
Oh wow.
Um, Trying to get through actually having us get the vehicle started and having the vehicle get high centered on a big wooden beam. And then I
Oh
had to get
wow.
out, physically pull the car up with all my might to get the log out, or not the log, but beam out so that we would be able to drive again. And then having the vehicle conk out again before we even got out. And I just sat there, and I had my wife at the time, and she was pregnant with my daughter, which she was in the live earlier, Kyliana.
Yeah.
not me.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, I'll get to that in a minute, Crystal. I appreciate it. Actually having the vehicle conk out again and sitting there going, "Oh my gosh!" and just I remember audibly praying, going, "Dear Lord, get us out of here." I said, "I don't. If you don't want us being here, if it's a bad idea, just let me get this car started." And right after I said it, the key turned and started the car,
Yeah.
and we drove out. And I actually got out of the gates. And when I got out, I went to the back, and I could see handprints on the back of the car.
Oh wow.
It looked like spirits were trying to help us get out, like they were trying to push the car. That was probably one of the craziest ones that I ever had to deal with. But yes, my sister was speaking about that McCollum Chittister house,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of interesting things that happened in there. It had an old history. It was built by a man who later became the reason why the town Chittister, Arkansas, was called Chittister, because it was because of this particular man that lived there. He was very prominent back in the day. I believe, if I remember right, he was a steamboat captain,
Mm.
and so he had a lot of wealth for that time, and had built the Chittister House, the McCollum Chittister House. And there was a lot of things that had happened there. They had a soldier that had tried to hide when they had a raid that had come through there, and he hid in a crawl space up in the attic. And if you were to, you can actually go and check this out on a website. It's very, very well known, and it shows actual musket ball holes in the wall because they were trying to flush them out and shot holes through the plaster, trying to flush them out. The holes are still in the plaster. They preserved it and stuff like that. But when we were doing the tour with my sister, if you're talking about the sick feeling, there was actually a child, which they don't openly talk about, that had an encounter with a fireplace and got very, very badly burned by
Oh
the
wow.
fireplace. And the child didn't pass away, but got disfigured from the burns and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I made mention of it while we were on the tour, and then we had the tour guide like come up to me and my sister, and she tugged on my shirt, and she's like, "Sir, we'd really
Oh man. Oh
wound up
wow.
going through the tour." And we left, and we had the rest of the tour group leave, and we stayed. And she's like, because not only did I detect with my sister the child that had been burned, but I actually knew the child's name.
Oh
So
man.
the child's name's Jonathan. And then she comes up and she's like, "How do you know that?" She's like, "We never ever talk about that on a tour. It's like covered up information that's personal information to the family."
Uh,
And yeah,
I was gonna say, so with all the stuff that you experienced and everything that you've
hmm
done, how do you handle skeptics who think all what you do is a lie or
hogwash.
yeah,
Yeah,
wash or just fake or whatever?
yeah.
Like this is not real. Like because you got a bunch of them out there. So how do y'all deal with skeptics?
Well, see, I'm very diplomatic about what I do and how I do it. I have dealt with naysayers and skeptics, and I try to keep it in a very positive light, where I'm like, okay, just because you choose to not believe doesn't make it real or not real.
Right.
I said, but I guarantee you, for me as a person and doing what I do, I will defend it. And I have had people that have tried to challenge me
Hmm.
about it. And it was like, okay, this is my evidence. If you want to see me in action, watch this video. And then when I've had people, which has been very little, try to pick it apart, well, you could have done this or you could have done that. It's like, okay, wait a minute. You're watching this video in real time
Right.
and you've seen me the entire time. How can I make something happen in real time when you're seeing everything that I'm doing? It's kind of hard to pick apart when you're seeing it happen right in front of your very eyes.
Right.
And then I've had other people that try to challenge me a little bit in certain things, and then sometimes I pull a little trick, and it's like, all right, if you don't believe that I'm a psychic, I'll read you right now. And most of the time, it freaks people out, and then they back off. But every once in a while, you'll get somebody to be like, "Go for it. You're not going to be able to tell me anything about me or my life or any of my relatives." And it's like, okay, then why is your uncle's name Edward?
Mm.
And he passed away when you were 17. And I start getting into this, and then they're like, "Okay, I'm tapping out, bro. You convinced me." And that's
You
and
don't question it
but
again.
yeah.
Let me ask you this question. I'm gonna ask you a few more questions, then I'm gonna leave
Oh.
it up to people on comments. Uh,
Hmm.
do you believe that some hauntings are manifested on human emotions rather than spirits?
Okay, that can kind of go 50-50 in my experience, but I do believe that if people are trying to be emotionally involved with it,
Mm-hmm.
that I think that when people are going through this thing of, they're upset or this or that, I do believe that physical emotion from other people, including myself, can raise activity.
Okay.
Most definitely.
And that could be from like people. I know people play with Ouija boards and they do different
Mhm.
things like that. They play on stuff like that, try to conjure things up a lot.
Yeah, and I think that's highly irresponsible. Anybody who touches a Ouija board should know the real deal and know the score about what can potentially happen. If you are not well versed in the use of a Ouija board, leave it alone. It's not a toy just because it was made by Milton Bradley.
Ah man, you gonna freeze up at the right time.
Watch
There you go.
sports irresponsibly.
I agree. I agree. So you basically do certain people attract paranormal activity more than others? And if so, why? Why do you think they attract them?
For one, when it comes to paranormal activity and people that can attract it, I think a lot of it has to do with mindset in many
Mhm.
ways. Other ways as well, like a person who's gifted, like myself, or
Yeah.
my wife Molly, or my sister, or my daughter, that you're going to have more susceptibility to draw that kind of activity to you because it's like my former team leader used to say. He used to call me the paranormal magnet.
The paranormal magnet.
Yeah, because everything, I mean, even in normal everyday life that I deal with, I have something that can happen at any given moment when it comes to a paranormal type happening. But I believe that those who have crossed over
Hmm.
or in the spirit realm or whatever moniker you want to give it, I
Yeah.
think that they sense and see and know that a person like myself can hear them. which, if you think about it, say somebody's been deceased for 120 years,
Okay.
all of their family is gone, they have no living relatives, and then all of a sudden, you have a guy like me that comes walking through a cemetery or walks into an old home or something like that, and they figure out that I can hear them, they're gonna they're going to react. They're going to go, "Oh, I haven't talked to anybody forever. This guy can hear me, so I'm gonna talk." Because I mean, I would kind of liken it to like being a person that's shipwrecked on an island and they've been there for 30 years all by themselves trying to
Hmm.
survive. And then all of a sudden, that magic day comes, the boat shows up, and then you're going to get rescued.
Yeah.
You're going to be excited. You're like, oh my
Right.
God, finally, I'm going to get rescued. I'm going to talk to everybody and I'm going to eat Cocoa Puffs again. And, it's going to be exciting. So that if you're an entity, a spirit, a being that has passed over, and you get the understanding that a person like me can hear you, they're going to talk and they're going to have a lot to say. And then on the other hand, too, like when I have encountered what I call sudden death experiences,
Hmm.
like accidents, this and that, you would be surprised how many people that have been in that situation that have no idea that they're gone.
Oh,
None.
kind of like the Sixth Sense.
Pardon me?
Kind of like the movie The Sixth Sense a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where they literally have no idea that they are not of this earth anymore. We've had many a time where we've worked with our EVP machines and have the comment come up. Um,
I don't know where I
I
am.
don't. Yeah, I don't know where I am. Am I dead? Where am I? A lot of confusion.
Where are
A
my
lot of
family
confusion.
members?
Stuff like that. Or then you'll ask them a personal question. Like sometimes you get lucky and you compare up a headstone or a marker to a person that you're speaking with. Yeah, where the spirit doesn't know that they're gone. Exactly. And I'm like, and I'll ask, how old are you? Oh, I'm 23. I said, and then it goes into the next phase of the questions of, oh, it's, I know, I'll just pull a number out. Oh, it's 1853. And I'm like, no, it's not 1853. You're now in the year 2023, or, depending. And then they're like, and you'd be surprised at some of the reactions that you get. They're like, I actually did that one time, told the spirit, you know, modern day time, this and that. And he was just like, yeah, I can hear you.
I didn't know because my phone had, I don't know, it did something weird.
No, it's okay. I can hear
Can you
you.
hear that?
Yeah,
You froze up just a little.
I can hear you.
Okay, okay. All right, sorry about that. I got two more questions, then we're gonna kind of wrap it up. Give the floor to anybody in the comments that want to ask any questions. Where do your personal where do your personality draw the line between curious and the dead?
Um,
Did you hear the question?
I didn't. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. Where do you personally draw the line between curiosity and disrespect the dead?
Oh, Good question. Excellent question. Where do I draw the line between disrespect and curiosity? I do not.
Uh-huh.
I do not believe in investigators going in and antagonizing or provoking spirits. I think that it should be more of the thing of it should be very formal, like a normal
Yeah.
conversation, like we're having right now, and respectful.
Yeah.
I don't like these investigators that go in and they're like, "Oh, you're so tough. Come on out and talk to me, dirtbag," and being very, very derogatory. I don't go for that shit at all. That will make me mad.
Okay.
That will make me mad really quick. There's ways to get what you want in an investigation without being derogatory or coarse towards a spirit or whatever may dwell in that particular area. Because you never know. If you go in and you're being all like, I think that you're fake and that this is just a bunch of crap and you're not proving anything to me, you're not talking to me. And let's just say, just by happenstance, that there is a demonic entity in there.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? You just became a target.
Right. So in other words, don't agitate the dead. Don't do anything like that. Respect them.
Absolutely. I believe in full respect when it comes to investigations. I've actually worked with certain people that have tried to egg spirits on or provoke. And I'll look right at them and going, "That's your one time. I'm going to tell you. Don't do it again or I'm walking." I don't go for that. Not at all.
Okay.
Now if I have encountered something that's demonic or aggressive,
Yeah.
will I poke back a little bit? Like, I ain't having what you're dealing to me. I'm not going to be mistreated by you. You know what I mean? I'll lay
Right.
down. I'll lay down the groundwork of what you're doing is not acceptable. So don't do it to me, and I won't do it to you. If you have something that you're trying to convey, talk to me. I'll listen to you. You don't have to be aggressive to get my attention. It's like I've had an investigation before where I've literally had my hat smacked right off the top of my head.
Oh wow.
I see that
What's the best team you work with?
work professional.
You freezing up again, or is it just me?
Probably in June, most likely. We're going to revisit Trans Allegheny because Trans Allegheny is a big facility. Trans Allegheny has 13 buildings that sit on 666 acres worth of property. It is a big place.
And it was the longest continuous running insane asylum in the country, well
Per,
over 100 years.
yeah, I actually, if I remember right, as memory serves, that they closed their doors in 92 or
I
3.
was going to say very early 90s.
Oh wow. So my last question, like I'm into movies, I do movie reviews and stuff like that. So
Yes.
my last question is like, which horror movie best capture what it actually feels like an investigation to you? What movie do you think that captured it
One
the
of the
best?
one of the biggest ones that I can liken that to as far as a movie.
Yeah.
Um, I think that the movie that was made called The Entity back in the
Okay.
70s
Yeah.
was very, very much like um, lost my word. Very, very much like an actual thing that could happen in a paranormal type situation.
So the
I,
Conjuring, none of that stuff is that's not.
um, Conjuring, okay, like the base story of Conjuring, if you go back to like the Warrens and the investigation with the parent family and
Yeah,
things of that nature, the meat and taters of the actual investigation,
yeah,
yes. Throwing this stuff with the creepy little Annabelle doll in there and this and that
yeah.
is not accurate. I call that
Yeah, not accurate.
It's
not
Hollywood.
accurate. I call
It's
that
Hollywoodized.
Hollywoodized horror.
Okay.
Okay. So there are things that, and it's just like anything else in this world, Spear. There's an element of truth to everything. Okay.
Yeah,
You can get high percentages of truth with a little bit of magic thrown in there,
yeah.
or you can have it be where they just throw caution to the wind and they're going to go, oh, we're going to make this all blood and guts and this and that. And it's for our viewing
Pleasure.
entertainment
Right.
and pleasure. But when it comes down to it, it's complete bullshit or
Okay.
a light peppering of the truth.
Okay. Well, look, man, I want to thank you for doing this. We're gonna probably do this again, man. But I just wanted to just give like an hour to the floor to you. And if anybody that's not your family want to ask them some questions real quick, we can go ahead and do it real quick. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you, man. I appreciate you doing this with me. I'm
Hmm.
sorry that we did it so late. I was just kind of running behind today.
No, it's okay. I was just trying to get people to show up for you and I both. But, you know, we have a few, and I'll take it. I'm not disappointed.
Oh,
I've
we had
actually had a
more than
very good time.
we had some people come in that dropped in. So yeah, I agree. And we're gonna do a part two of this. So we'll do that real soon. But yeah, and again, like I said, I think you did a great job answering all the questions. Hopefully I did a good job answering some really good questions.
Was there a package delivered today that you're aware of?
No idea. Ask Leo.
I'm sure you'll have to check with Leo.
All right. Sorry about that. I had somebody come in and asking a question,
Are
but
you
I'm
good? You
good.
good. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed yourself today too, as well.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
All
And I
right.
look forward to doing that again. I actually am trying to have this become a more regular type thing where I'm
Yeah,
trying to get.
tell people where to find you and where they can look you up at.
Okay. I'm on TikTok. TikTok username is Kenneth Johnson 85.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, it froze up again.
As, as far as my username, I can have people watch my former work under my former team on YouTube,
Okay. And the team name
and
is again.
the team's name was Shadow Side Paranormal Research. Wait a minute, Shadow Side Paranormal Research
Society.
Society. Yeah, that's it. Paranormal Research. Yeah,
You want me to say it?
yeah, say it for me.
All
I'm
right.
getting tongue tied here.
Shadowside Paranormal Research Society.
Okay. Gotcha. 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 And
My
y'all are gonna start a YouTube soon, and y'all gonna do showcase all your investigations and stuff like that, and everything that you go through, right?
absolutely, we're working on bringing out some whole bunch of new opportunities for investigations and things of that nature. I've been currently doing a large amount of graveyard work and doing investigations at graveyards here locally and
Okay.
going to other towns. as well. My TikTok, Crystal, you should know this. I am your brother, but my TikTok is Kenneth Johnson 8527.
In fact, that's where we met at TikTok. So he came into my live and we had a discussion about it. So yeah.
Hmm.
And if y'all want to follow me, my name is Talk with Spear on TikTok. I go by SpearX12. You can follow me on here. You can subscribe here and get notifications when I go live. And and yeah, and then you can follow me on TikTok as well and Instagram as well as Real Talk with Spear. So mostly it's just movie reviews with me. It's not so much of these types of conversations, but I try to make it movie related as much as I possibly
Correct.
can.
8527. Yep.
But Kenneth, man, thank you for y'all time. I appreciate y'all coming on and doing this. And I'll let you know when we can do a part two because there's a lot of questions I wanted to ask, but I want to just give it like a little feel and a taste for it.
Oh, absolutely. And I am more than willing to talk and do a Q&A, anything that anybody is interested in talking about when it has to do with the paranormal. I'm all about it. So,
All right, man. Well, y'all take it easy. I appreciate y'all coming through, and I will catch y'all later. I'll see you on TikTok, maybe later on tonight.
most likely.
All right, man. Y'all take care, and thank y'all for
All
coming.
right. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for having us. It was a pleasure.
No problem, man. You have a good day.
You as well.